ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो नमः। अच्युताय नमः। श्री अनंताय नमः। अच्युताय नमः। श्री अनंताय नमः। सुंदराय नमः। सुरवंदिताय नमः। सुंदराय नमः। सुरवंदिताय नमः। माधवाय नमः। मधुसूदनाय नमः। माधवाय नमः। मधुसूदनाय नमः। कारणाय नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। Humble prostrations to one and all present here. So yesterday we had seen Vidura comes after his pilgrimage. During the war, he was not there in Hastinapura. He had gone for a pilgrimage. But he spent a lot of time with Maitreya Rishi. He had a lot of questions of life. All those questions were answered by Maitreya Rishi. His heart was filled with love for God. And then he returns. He returns to Hastinapura. And when Vidurji came, all those relatives, Pandavas, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, and all those who were present, all of them came, prostrated unto him, shed tears of love and affection, because they all loved him so much, worshipped him. Yudhishthira sat at the feet of Vidurji and said, "Oh Father, you have taken care of us so well. You are literally Tirtha Kshetra. You have visited so many Tirtha Kshetras. In fact, all these Tirtha Kshetras, they gain their sanctity because of divine personages like you. Because you carry the Lord Himself in your heart. So you must have definitely gone to Dwaraka. How is Bhagavan Sri Krishna? How are their relatives?" So by then, all the Yadavas had fought themselves, killed themselves. Bhagavan Sri Krishna was remaining. So anyway, Vidurji did not tell any of those things. He remained there for some days, respected and revered by all of them. But there was a purpose for which he had come there. So one day, he approached Dhritarashtra and said, "Oh brother, that time has come when all of us will have to leave this earthly plane. Are you prepared for this? You are here absolutely unaware of all this. You are living a life of disrespect, because these very same Pandavas, you had troubled them so much, and now you are living upon their mercy. Wise person is the one who should leave the home, especially you have become old, and now your only goal should be spiritual enlightenment. So therefore, leave this place quickly, go to the Himalayas and do tapas, so that final days can be spent in total devotion unto the Lord, so that at the time of death, body can be left remembering the Lord." The words were very sharp, pointed. Dhritarashtra woke up from his slumber, and thus all the three of them, Vidura, Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. So in Mahabharata, Kunti Devi is also there, but in Bhagavatam, only three of these people are there. All of them leave towards Himalayas. Next day, Yudhishthira, after his morning prayers, etc., he comes to Dhritarashtra's palace, and he finds that nobody is there. Becomes very sad, very miserable. He asks Sanjaya, "Do you know where our father has gone?" Sanjaya says, "Even I am not aware." Both of them were very sad. At that time, Narada Rishi comes. So they ask this question, "O Rishi, you are Trikala Jnani, you know everything. What has happened to our father? Who will look after them? Who will feed them?" So at that time, Narada Rishi gives some words of advice, of wisdom. "O king, you think that you are taking care of them? In fact, the whole world is taken care by the Lord alone. Yad Ishvara Vasham Jagat." So therefore, in this world, people come together by His will, people depart from each other by His will. Who are we to decide anything? Just like the toys, say for example in a chess, all those coins come together by the will of the player. Those coins get departed again by the will of the player. In the same way, we are just coins in the hands of the divine. Just like the blocks are controlled by the no strings, by their honor, in the same way, each and every being is controlled by Him alone. So therefore, give up this unnecessary worry, what will happen to them. All this disturbance in your mind is only because of your unhealthy attachment to your near and dear ones. Understand that this body has to depart someday or the other, because Kala Karma Guna Adhinaha Ayam Deha. This body comes under the influence of Kala, time, Karma, actions, and Gunas. It is Pancha Bhautikaha, made of 5 elements. It has come from the 5 elements, it will go back to these 5 elements. So don't have any kind of false expectations from this body. Now, as far as the food is concerned, who will feed them? The world is full of foods only. The world is nothing but food. For those beings who have hands, the handless beings are the food. And for those beings who have foot, the footless beings are the food. So, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. Your disturbance is only because of your ignorance. So therefore, get rid of this ignorance. After having said this much, Narji says, Yudhishthira, Bhagavan has almost finished all his work. Wicked people have been killed. Now, few more work is remaining. After that, he also is going to leave his body. So, till then, you must also wait. Now, as far as your question regarding what has happened to your fatherly figure, Dhritarashtra Gandhari, let me tell you what is going to happen. Dhritarashtrasah bhrata Gandharya cha svabharyaya dakshinena himavatah rishinam ashramam gatah. Dhritarashtra, Vidura and Gandhari, all of them have gone towards the Himalayas. Now they have reached at the foothills of the Himalayas. They have reached there. There is a place called Saptasrotas, where Ganga divides itself into 7 streams. That place is called Saptasrotas. Ganga has divided herself into 7 streams to please the Saptarishis. Now Dhritarashtra is there, along with the other 2. What is his condition? Snatvanusavanam tasmin hutva chagnin yatha vidhi abhaksha upashantatma sa aste vigataiṣanah. What is his daily routine? 3 times he is taking bath. He does his rituals, Agnihotra, etc. He has given up food completely. Now he is surviving only on water. His mind is free from all kinds of disturbances. And what is his state? Jitasano jitashvasah pratyahruta shadindriyah haribhavanaya dhvasta rajasattvatamo malaha. Jitasana. His body is now firm, motionless. He has conquered asana, the sitting posture. Jitashvasaha. His breath has become slow and steady. He has conquered breathing. Pratyahruta shadindriyah. All the indriyas are totally under his control. What is shadindriya? 6 indriyas. What are the 6 indriyas? Pancha jnanendriyas and then 1 mind. In Bhagavad Gita also such a usage is there. Manashashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. So 6 indriyas. So whenever we say 6 indriyas, what has to be understood? 5 jnanendriyas and then 1 mind. Pratyahruta shadindriya, the 5 organs of knowledge and the mind has been completely withdrawn. And now his condition is dhvasta rajaha sattva tamo malaha. All the impurities of the mind is gone. What are the impurities? Sattva, rajas and tamas. How did he get rid of these impurities? Hari bhavanaya, with his devotion for the Lord. And now, what is his condition? Vijnanatmani sanyojya kshetrajne pravilapyatam brahmanyatmanamadhare ghatambaramivambare. With such a withdrawn mind, purified mind, Vijnana Atmani Sanyojya Kshetrajne Pravilapyatam. So his mind has merged in Vijnanatma. What is Vijnanatma? Vijnanamaya Kosha. So mind has merged in the intellect, and intellect has merged in Kshetrajna. And Kshetrajna has been merged in Brahman. You see the sequence. This is how meditation has to be done. From the lower to the higher. First Jitasana, then Jitashvasa, Jitasana means what? Annamaya kosha. Next is Pranamaya kosha, Jitashvasa. Then Manomaya kosha, mind is fully withdrawn. From the gross to the subtle should be the movement. Start from the gross, slowly merge into the subtle. So Manomaya kosha, from Manomaya kosha to Vijnanamaya kosha, from Vijnanamaya kosha to Kshetrajna. What is Kshetrajna? The witnessing consciousness. Bring all the spiritual knowledge. That is Vijnanamaya kosha. And what is the essence of spiritual knowledge? I am the witnessing consciousness, witnessing the thoughts. So shifting the attention from the thoughts to consciousness is the meaning of dissolving Vijnanamaya kosha into Kshetrajna. After that what? After that you don't have to do anything. Slowly the witnessing consciousness, that witnessing act also stops. In the beginning it is a verb, it is a doing. Witnessing is an action. But slowly that action stops. Witnessing becomes your nature. That is the meaning. Brahmani atmanamadhare ghatambaram iva ambare. Just like the spot space merges in the total space, in the same way Kshetrajna merges in Brahman. What is the nature of Brahman? Consciousness. What is the nature of Kshetrajna? Consciousness. So just like the spot space merges in the total space, both are space only. Really speaking, there is no merging. Always spot space is one with the total space. It is only the notion which goes. In the same way, the witnessing consciousness, verb ends, there is only a state of being. Now Dhritarashtra is in that state. Dhvastamaya gunodarkah niruddha karanashayah nivartitakhilahare aste sthanurivachalah tasyantarayo maivabhu sanyastakhila karmanah. And because of this state, dvasta maya gunodarkaha, all the vasanas are completely gone, completely exhausted. The final subtle vasanas, they get exhausted only in abiding in the self. Gross vasanas are gone through karma yoga, but the final nididhyasanam is a time when the subtle vasanas are gone. Now his condition is those vasanas are gone. Therefore, niruddha karanashraya, the inner instrument is completely silent. All the mental activities, what is the source of all these activities? Vasanas. Vasanas are gone, therefore mind is silent. And therefore, nivartita akhila aharaha. All the sense organs are silent. There is no perception now. And therefore, aste sthanurivachala, he is sitting like a pillar, absolutely motionless, literally in samadhi. Therefore, Yudhishthira, tasyantarayo maivabu, don't disturb him by finding him out and, oh father, come back. Don't do all those nonsense. Sanyasta akhila karmana, he has completely given up all actions. He is firmly rooted in that truth. Allow him to be there. And now I will tell you what is going to happen in the future also. Narada Rishi is able to do that. So Narada Rishi said, in the future this is what is going to happen. Sava adyatanadrajan parataf panchamehani kalevaram hasyati swam tacha bhasmi bhavishyati. From today, another 5 days, panchame ahani. What is going to happen? Kalevaram hasyati. He will give up his body. How? He will generate the fire of yoga, yogagni, we say. He will generate that fire from his nabhi, and that fire, his body will be burned into ashes. What about Gandhari? Dahyamanegnibhirdehe patnyuf patni sahotaje bahistitapatim sadhvi tamagnimanuvekshati. As the body gets burned, the hut which is made of all these leaves, etc., the hut also will start burning. And Gandhari, who would be standing outside, she will enter into this fire. And she will also, that sadhvi, that pativrata lady, who dedicated her life for husband, blindfolded herself, remained blind throughout her life, and served her husband single-pointedly, that pativrata lady will follow her husband. This is what is going to happen in another 5 days. What about Vidura? Vidurastu tadaschyaryam nishamya kuru nandana harshashokayutastasmad gantatirtha nishevakah. Viduraha tu tad ascharyam nishamya. Vidura will see this in wonder. And he'll be filled with harsha shokayuta. On one side there is a joy that my brother has attained that supreme state. On the other side there is also sorrow. Sorrow that he is no more there with us. And then he will continue his pilgrimage. In fact, he had come only for this purpose. So thus, ityuktva tharuhat swargam naradas saha tumburuhu yudhishthiro vachastasya hridi krutva jahachuchaha. Thus saying, Naradji played his veena, Narayana, Narayana, and Naradji leaves. And Yudhishthira is at peace now. All the sorrows also gone. So here we see the story of Dhritarashtra. Nobody would have imagined Dhritarashtra would achieve this state. You see, the general idea about Dhritarashtra is all negativity. He was attached to his son, so he allowed his son, and all kinds of. Dhritarashtra is generally considered a negative character, who allowed all evil things because of his attachment to his son. Now see this. Many times you see, we really don't know the inner story of this individual. They have their own journey. The public opinion has nothing to do with the spiritual journey of a person. This great truth is revealed here. Now the question is, how can a person like Dhritarashtra attain this state? You see, who is the father of Dhritarashtra? Athava yoginameva kule bhavati dhimatam etadhi durlabhataram loke janmayati trisham. He is born to such a great yogi of Vedavyasa Rishi. You think just like that somebody will be born as a son of Vyasa Rishi? Number one. Number two, entire Bhagavad Gita is given to whom? Sanjaya is giving to Dhritarashtra. You see? So Dhritarashtra is not an ordinary person. Definitely a great punya he has done, because of which he is getting all this. Also, at that right time you see how Vidura comes. If Vidura had not come, this would not have happened. Means what? When we are fit for knowledge, Guru comes. We don't have to worry about it. What kind of Guru? Whatever kind of Guru is suitable for you, he will come. That is not your concern. You just prepare yourself. Now the question is, what preparation did Dhritarashtra do? the amount of sorrow which he has gone through. Many times you see, mind becomes purified through sorrows also. That pain, that sorrow, just imagine 100 children dying in front of his eyes. Bhima killed all the 100. What an amount of sorrow it must have been. And the humiliation. After the war, he survived. It is far better to die in the battle than to survive a lost battle. Because there is only humiliation, there is only disrespect, plus old age problems. What all things he must have gone through. Everyone would be blaming him only. So many times the sorrows prepare the mind. Sorrows creates what is called as mumukshutvam. Enough of this life. I have seen enough. You see. So all those sorrows were silently preparing this Dhritarashtra towards that ultimate state. And when the right time came, Guru appeared, Vidura. In fact, Vidurji knew that he was getting prepared. That is the greatness of Vidura. Otherwise, why should he, leaving everything, he comes? He did not come for any other purpose. He just came because there is somebody who is fit to gain the highest liberation. You see, the story in Mahabharata is little different. In Mahabharata, all of them, they get burnt in forest fire. And there the story gets on. Now see Bhagavatam. Vyasa Rishi has written Bhagavatam only for one purpose, to generate devotion in the hearts of all. How did Dhritarashtra attain this? Hari Bhavanaya, love for God. Devotion prepares the mind. Once the heart is filled with devotion, jnana, vairagya, everything comes. So Vyasa Rishi wrote Bhagavatam especially for this purpose. So you will find that in many places the story in Mahabharata is different from story in Bhagavatam. Remember how he wrote Bhagavatam. Narad Rishi himself said, what have you written there? Write something in such a way that people will be inspired to develop devotion for God. That is why those changes were made. In fact, we rishis, these rishis are not bothered whether something has really happened or not. Because anyway, the whole world is an illusion. How does it matter? But if an illusory story can take you to reality, they don't mind creating an illusory story. This also has to be understood. So many times people get into unwanted details, When did it happen? Whether it happened or not? What is the true version? That is, the real purpose of the scripture is not to narrate the history, what all had happened. The real purpose is to take the Jivatmas out of this illusory world into the truth, the reality. So that is why you might find so many stories, like for example Puranjana Gita, etc. The story of Puranjana. There itself it is said, it is an illusory story, but there is a purpose. So don't try to find out whether the story really happened or not. The purpose of telling all these stories is not to tell you the facts, to teach you history. The purpose is to develop jnana, vairagya, bhakti in you and help you gain liberation. So this clarity has to be there. Don't study Puranas as a historian. Study Puranas as a devotee of God. That is the purpose. Right. So now this portion is over. Now comes the next portion. What is the next portion? The next portion is how Pandavas attain liberation. That is the topic. Again, it is little different from Mahabharata. So, the story goes thus. Arjuna had gone to Dwaraka along with his friend Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So it was already 6 months or 7 months. Arjuna had not come back. So Yudhishthira was anxious. What has happened to my brother? No news at all. By now he should have come back. And at the same time, Yudhishthira sees so many bad omens. Inauspicious omens. A big list is mentioned here. So many things he sees. And he wonders what is happening. By then, Arjuna comes. He was very sad. Completely a different Arjuna, whom he had never met in this form. Shokena shushyat vadana hritsarojo hata prabha vibhum tamevanudhyayan ashaknot pratibhashitum. So Arjuna comes, he is very sad. He falls at the feet of Yudhishthira. Then Yudhishthira asks, Arjuna, how are you? 6-7 months you have been out. Everything is fine. Why do you look sad? What happened to you? Is it because you have been disrespected there because such a long time you stayed in some guest house? All those questions are said. Or is it that you promised something and you could not fulfill the promise? So all those possibilities. Or is it that you are separated from Sri Krishna? So all those. So this Arjuna, he was not even in a position to speak. Shokena shushyad vadana hrit saroja. His face was dull. Hataprabha, that cheerfulness, joy, which Arjuna usually was, nothing was seen. And for a long time he was not even able to speak because his voice was choked with emotion. His eyes were filled with tears. So with great difficulty, controlling himself, remembering his connection with Bhagavan. Sakhyam maitrim sauhridam cha sarathyadishu samsmaran nrupamagrajamethyaha bhashpagadgadaya gira. Remembering the Lord, Sakhyam, his companionship, Maitrim, his friendship, Sauhridam, Bhagavan was always his well-wisher, Sarathyadishu, as a charioteer. All those memories were filled in his mind. Remembering all that, with voice choked with emotion, he spoke these words. What did he say? Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhurupina Yena me pahrutam tejah Deva Vismapanam Mahat. O king, O brother, that Hari has deceived us, cheated us. How? Bandhurupina. He was none other than the Lord of the universe. He came as a bandhu, as a friend, as a relative. He behaved as though he was one amongst us. He cheated us completely. We took him so lightly. He was the Lord of the universe. We consider him as an ordinary human being. And now that Lord has left us. So this is after Bhagavan leaving the body. Yena me apahrutam tejah. As long as he was with me, I had such power, such strength. Deva vispapanam mahat. Even devatas were stunned looking at my power. But now he has gone, everything has gone. Whatever I had, that power, I thought it was mine, but actually speaking, it was his. You know how that iron piece in the company of a magnet becomes a magnet And that iron piece thinks, see, I have that power to attract others. But the moment the magnet is removed, iron becomes ordinary iron. All the power is also gone. In the same way, now I have become. Now Arjuna is remembering all those moments where he attained such glory, such power, he exhibited such power, because of which everybody was stunned. So one by one now he is remembering all those. So all these stories come in Mahabharata. He has summarized the whole thing. So the purpose of telling all these stories, only one, it was all because of Bhagwan's grace that I could do this. So what all are the things? Okay, now he starts. Yat samshraya drupada gehamupagatana Ratnyam swayamvara mukhe smara durmadana Tejo hrutam khalu maya bhihatascha matsyah Sajjikrutena dhanushadhikata cha Krishna. So this is the 15th chapter. So he is remembering that Swayamvara episode. So Draupadi's Swayamvara was arranged by Drupada in Panchala Desha. So what was the condition? So there was this rotating fish, metal fish, and looking at the reflection in some water or oil or something, you have to shoot arrow into the eye of that rotating fish. Very, very difficult. Very many kings had come. Even the Devatas had gathered to see this Swayamvara. And they had, all these Kauravas had thought that these Pandavas are dead because of Lakshagraha. They were all burned to death. So they thought anyway they are not there. But this Drupada wanted Arjuna to win the hand of Draupadi. So that is why such a complicated thing was kept. But all of them thought that they are dead. But Pandavas were there in the guise of Brahmanas. So they were there. One by one people came. They were not even able to lift the bow. So you have to lift the bow, string it, and then shoot the arrow. Very many of them, they were not even able to lift the bow. So heavy it was. There was only one person who almost did it. Who was he? Karna. But immediately Panchali said, I will not marry this Sutaputra. He was insulted. Then came Arjuna. So that's what he is saying. In that assembly of Smara Durmadanam, arrogant, wicked kings, I was able to shoot that arrow straight into that rotating fish, eye of that rotating fish, and because of which we could win the hand of Draupadi. So in that episode, what happened was the moment Arjuna did it, all those wicked kings, they joined together and they came to attack these Pandavas. But Arjuna and Bhima, they came together. They thought they are mere Brahmanas. And then both of them, they chase away the entire, all these wicked kings assembled there. This is the whole story. So here Arjuna is saying, I thought I did it because of my glory. But the fact was, Bhagavan was there. He made us do it. So this is the way we also have to think. Okay, it is not just story, it is our life. Whatever attainment, success, glory, prosperity, recognition, awards, rewards we have gained, never say I did it. Say, by God's grace, everything happened. This is a lesson to be learned. Now Arjuna is remembering one by one. I thought I did it, but now I know because of whom I did it. Because now the condition of Arjuna is, he is absolutely an ordinary man. Later on it will come. How he was not even able to win over a group of cowherd boys, he lost. That is his condition now. So now he is remembering all those past glories. So this is number one. Number two. Yat sannidhavahamukhandavamagnayedam Indram cha samaraganam tarasa vijitya labdha sabhamaya kritadbhuta shilpamaya digbhyo haran nrupatayo balimadhvarete. So this is the episode of Khandava Prastha. So this Khandava was a big forest, wild forest. So one day when Krishna and Arjuna, they were seated, at that time one Brahmana, highly malnourished, he comes but full of tej. He comes to them and said, I have a request. Yeah, what is the request? You see, I am none other than Agni Devata. And then he tells a story. So there was this king, his name was Shvetaki. He would conduct so many yagas, and in all these yagas you have to pour ghee. So what happened? The digestive power of fire, it lost. So he is saying he did so much of yaga that now I don't have digestive power now. My power all went in burning this, what you call, ghee only. So then I went to Brahmaji. Lord Brahma said, there is only one way you can regain your health. Overeating. So regain your health. What is the way? This Khandava forest is there. Burn it down. But now my problem is the moment I try to burn this Khandava forest, Indra would reign and won't allow me to burn this fire. I burn this forest. Because his friend Takshaka is there. His family is there inside that, So therefore he is not allowing me to burn this forest. And unless I burn this forest, I will not regain my vitality. So you have to please help me. So at that time both of them said, see, we don't have weapons because you have to fight against Devata. Fighting a human being is very easy. Fighting Devatas, it's almost impossible. Human beings, when they fight with Devatas, there is no chance for human beings. So therefore we don't have any divine weapons. Agni Devata said, don't worry about that. Everything I will supply. I will give you. So it is this Agni Devata who gives all this Gandiva, that bow, then inexhaustible quiver, then that chariot. It is said even the Sudarshana Chakra to Krishna was given by this Agni Devata. And then one Kaumodaki, one Gada, all those weapons were given, divine weapons, and said that please help me. And then they stood guard and the fire started burning this Khandava forest. Immediately Indra came and these people, they were ready. Indra was trying to shower rain. Arjuna creates a, what do you call that? A sheath of through arrows, and he prevented that water to come down. Now there was a direct conflict between Devatas and Bhagavan Krishna along with Arjuna. And single-handedly he defeated the Devatas. Who? Arjuna. He just did not allow that forest to burn. He just did not allow that forest to get wet through Indra. Indra tried everything. But Arjuna single-handedly did that. Now, as that forest was burning, the entire family of Takshakas were burned. Takshaka somehow, he was in Kurukshetra, so he escaped. Otherwise, he also would have got burnt in that fire. Now, in that fire, there was this architect of Asura, his name is Mayasura. Just like we have Vishwakarma as the architect of Devatas, the architect of Asura is called Mayasura. He was stuck there. He started running out of that forest. And Bhagavan Sudarshana Chakra started chasing him. He ran, and finally he fell at the feet of Arjuna. Say that, please save me. Arjuna said, don't worry, I will protect you. Thus, Mayasura was saved. And now he had this great, gratitude towards Arjuna. He said, Arjuna, tell me whatever you say, I will do for you. Then Arjuna went to Bhagavan. Bhagavan is saying this. What should we do? Ask him to make Indraprastha. So actually, this Khandava forest, it was a very barren land, useless land, good for nothing. So these Kauravas had given that portion for Yudhishthira. So the whole land was divided into two. All the good part they took, and this bad land, useless land, was given to Yudhishthira. That was this Khandava. So now this forest is burnt. So Krishna said, ask him to, because he is an architect, ask him to make a beautiful, what you call that, kingdom. And that kingdom is what is called as Indraprastha, where Yudhishthira became the king. Indraprastha, why the name Indraprastha? It was so beautiful that even Indra's Swarga was no match to this. That's why the name Indraprastha. And there we have that Maya Sabha, that Sabha, the assembly hall, which was made by Mayasura. And Sabha was so beautiful with all kinds of illusions, etc. The land would appear like water, and the water would appear like land. So that is where Duryodhana got completely confused. So in the land he was lifting his cloth and all that while walking. And in the water he fell down. Now there is a story, Draupadi saw that and she laughed and said, Andhe ka putra andha. It is not there in Mahabharata. Okay. It is a masala added by serial people. Draupadi never made such a comment. See, whenever such issues are there, you have to see the original source. What did Vyasa Rishi write? Only stick to that. Okay. Our problem is we never read scriptures, only the serials we read and then fill our head with all this kind of thing. And then come to argue also. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, Duryodhana was confused. That was his brilliance. That Mayasura, he was so grateful to Arjuna for saving his life, and therefore he used all his architecture skills to develop that Sabha. Even these people were so jealous, Duryodhana extra. So in that Sabha, they did Rajasuya Yajna, declaring Yudhishthira as emperor. Rajasuya Yajna was done, Agra Puja was done to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And then all the kings came, taking their gift, etc. To give tributes, tax, whatever. So now, Arjuna is saying, it was only because of Bhagavan that I could single-handedly defeat the Devatas. I thought it was my power. It was Bhagavan's power. Again, it was only because of Bhagavan that we had such Indraprastha. It was Bhagavan's plan. So first he made all the forest to get destroyed, and then it was all his plan. We were thinking that, it just happened. It just did not happen. There was a planner. O king, oh dear brother, remember, everywhere Bhagavan's hand was seen. Never forget this. It was only because of his grace these things happened. Next one. Yat tejasa nrupachirongrimahan makharte aryonujastava gajayuta sattva viryah tenahritah pramathanath makhaya bhupah yanmochitastadanayan balimadhvarete. So this episode is the episode of Jarasandha. Jarasandha. What is his story? So his father's name was Brihadratha. Brihadratha. He had 2 wives. But then he did not have any issue. So he was very sad. So one day a great Rishi comes to his kingdom. That Rishi's name is Chandakaushika. All the names are interesting. Chandakaushika. So he went to Chandakaushika and said, "Oh Rishi, I don't have any issue. Will you please bless?" He said, "Don't worry." So there was some fruit. She took that fruit, did some mantra and said that, "Give it to your wife." Now he has 2 wives. It's a problem now. Whom to give? So he cut that fruit into 2 and gave one part. Very soon, both of them became pregnant. The child was born. And what did they see? 1 half. Dead one, of course. Dead 1 half one wife, other half, other wife. Both of them got really scared. They threw that half, threw away. Now, in that area, there was one Rakshasi, a demoness. Her name was Jara. So she saw this piece, and she was a flesh-eating demoness. But nearby she saw another piece. So out of curiosity she thought, let me just put them together. She did the sandhi. And the moment these two pieces were put together, the baby came out alive. And now she had a good relationship with the king also. She thought, I'll please the king. So she gave the baby to king. King was very happy. So the king thought, because this lady did everything, and her name is Jara, she did the sandhi. So therefore, Jarasandha. That's how this man has the name Jarasandha. He was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. Very righteous king, but very cruel also. Very righteous, very strong, but very cruel. So one day he decided that I will worship Lord Shiva with 100 heads of kings, not human beings. Or goat or something. No. That is my tapas. So what he would do, he would go and attack all those kings, nearby kingdom, etc., catch hold of the king, put him captive in the prison. So he was waiting to get 100 heads. He had already reached 86. 14 more were needed. So he was waiting. That was the time when Yudhishthira was doing Ashwamedha Yaga. Declaring the whole world that I am the sole emperor, everybody should surrender. So now this person was a big obstacle because he has to win over all the kingdom. So then all the three, Arjuna, Bhima and Krishna, they all go dressed as Brahmanas and they challenge Jarasandha for a duel. Instead of why unnecessarily have a war and all that. A duel can solve the problem. Minimum bloodshed. Jarasandha accepts. So Jarasandha says, I don't want to fight with all these, thin fellows. The right match is Bhima. Jarasandha that way was a righteous king. He could have fought with Arjuna and matter would have been over. He said, no, my right match is this Bhima. So we will have a duel. So thus, in Magadha, he was the king of Magadha. So both of them touched each other's feet in a proper way. And then they enter into this battle. Duel. Dvandva Yuddha. The battle went for 27 days. So morning till evening they would fight. There is proper rest, proper food, everything. But the unique feature about this Jarasandha was, whatever injuries he had incurred during the day, he would get healed by one, in the night. He had that ability. So every time he would come fresh. Bhima was finding it very difficult. Literally by the end of say 26th or 27th day, Bhima was literally gone. He did not know what to do with this man. Bhima himself was Gajayuta Sattvavirya, 10,000 elephant strength he has. But he was helpless. Finally, what did Bhagavan do? He gave the attack. He just took a leaf and just tore it. Bhima understood what to do, and thus he held Jarasandha and tore him apart in two pieces and threw both the pieces away. This is how Jarasandha was killed. Now a question may come, why did Bhagavan, he could have done it the first day itself. 27th day, almost 1 month. Bhagavan's Leela is amazing. You know why? Bhima had that arrogance. I am the strongest. Puncture the arrogance. This is how you have to puncture. You see? A time comes when you truly surrender. When do we truly surrender? When we have tried everything and nothing works, then the surrender is absolute. surrender is coming. Otherwise, somewhere little victory comes and they say, it's all because of me only that. You see? How Bhagavan is teaching lessons to everyone. This is exactly what happens in our life also. Many times we are so overconfident, Bhagavan punctures us through repeated failures. And when then surrender comes, by His grace things happen. These are all our own story only. It's not somebody's story. And finally, Jarasandha was killed. His son Sahadeva was made the king of Magadha. So, Bhima is there when Arjuna is describing this. He is describing all this to Yudhishthira, but Bhima is also there. You see, it is only because of His grace that you could win that Jarasandha. Do you remember? Yeah, I remember. Yes. Next episode. पत्न्यास्तवाधिमखक्लुप्तमहाभिषेक श्लाघिष्ठचारुकबरं कितवैसभायां स्पृष्टं विकीर्य पदयोः पतिताश्रुमुख्याः यस्तत्श्रियो कृतः तेषविमुक्तकेशाः. Very complicated Sanskrit it is, okay? Sometimes what is being chanted we don't know. You have to see. It's one word. Adhimakha klupta mahabhisheka slaghishta charu kabaram. One word. Yesterday also we saw one word. Charu kabaram, hair. Charu, beautiful hair. Whose hair? Draupadi's hair. Slaghishta, which was praised by everybody. So Draupadi had hair, beautiful hair, and everybody praised her hair. That hair, which was Klipta Mahabhisheka, sanctified by the waters of Rajasuya Yajna. That beautiful hair, praised by all, which was sanctified by the waters of Rajasuya Yajna. What happened to that hair? Kitavaihi sabhayam sprushtam. The wicked people, they touched that hair. And what was the vow which Draupadi took? I will not tie this hair till it is drenched with the blood of the fellow who did it, Dushasana. So she disheveled her hair, kept it untied. And what did Bhagavan do? So it is said, Bhagavan made the wives of all those criminals, the hair of the wives of all those criminals untied, disheveled. Meaning, you see, when in those times, when a lady becomes a widow, she has to untie her hair. So those, you see this? Those wicked people who made Draupadi's hair untied, their wives' hairs were made untied. This is the whole essence. So here, the point is this. At that time, when that episode happened, Bhima had taken so many vows. What were the vows? Number one, Duryodhana, he had patted his lap, saying that come sit here. Then Bhima said, I am going to smash that thigh. Number one. Number two, Dushasana, who was doing all this, he said, I am going to tear open his heart and drink blood. And with that blood, I will wash the hair of Draupadi. That was the second one. Third one, Karna had called Draupadi as a prostitute. I am going to kill him also. So, Duryodhana, Karna, Dushasana, and he had promised that I am going to kill all those Kauravas who were supporting the whole thing. Shakuni, they were all the people. So, oh dear brother, whatever promise you had made there, it is only by the grace of Bhagavan that you were able to fulfill that promise. You think you did it. No, there was somebody else who helped you do this. So that episode he remembers. After that, Yo no jugo pavanametya duranta krichat durvasa sori vihita dayutagra bhugyah शाकान्नशिष्टमुपयुज्ययतस्त्रिलोकीं तृप्ता ममंस्तसलिले vinimagna. So this episode is that Durvasa episode. I had narrated it 2 days back. What is that episode? So he comes along with 10,000 Shishyas saying that prepare lunch for us. So by then Draupadi had already eaten that Akshaya Patra. So then Bhagavan comes, eats one piece of vegetable, and all beings become full. It was only because of his grace that so many dangers happen, especially this one. Durvasa Rishi, all of us know. If he is happy, he will bless you. If he is unhappy, he will curse you. His blessing also will be a peculiar kind of blessing, which will create problem only. That is Durvasa. Very dangerous person. Such personalities are there in our lives also sometimes. You just don't know what. If he is happy, he will lick and kill you. If he is unhappy, he will kick and kill you. One thing is for sure, you are dead. You see, Durvasa Rishi is something like that. So Duryodhana made Durvasa Rishi very happy through service. So Durvasa Rishi, sometimes he would not come for food. Sometimes he would come. He would demand this and that. It was very difficult to make Durvasa Rishi happy. Very unpredictable character. But Duryodhana served him without complaining, without making him unhappy. Durvasa became very happy. My dear son, tell me what you want. You go to these Pandavas. They are staying in the forest. He was the one who told that. Go for lunch. I want you to bless them. But at the same time, don't go during lunchtime. After they have finished lunch, you go. So that they will not be. Otherwise, they'll poor fellows. So he was the one who said, instigated Durvasa Rishi. Anyway, so that episode Arjuna is remembering. It is only because of Bhagavan that we saved ourselves from such curses of these rishis. Another episode. What is that? Yat tejasatha bhagavan yudhishulapanihi vismapitas sagirijosthramadan nijam me anyepi chahamamunaiva kalevarena prapto mahendra bhavane mahadasanardham. It is only because of this Bhagavan that I had such mighty divine weapons. And the most powerful weapon he got was Pashupatastra from Lord Shiva. So that episode he is saying, Bhagavan Shiva, he himself became pleased with me. So what is that episode? So he goes to Himalayas. There he starts doing tapas, intense tapas. At that time, this wild boar starts coming charging towards him. So immediately he took an arrow, shot at him. The wild boar fell dead. He went near and he found that there was another arrow. And there was a hunter and his wife. The hunter said, I was the one who shot him. So there was an argument. There was a fight. That hunter just lifted Arjuna, twisted him and banged him on. Arjuna was amazed. He had never, got defeated by anyone because he was quite strong. But here, nothing was happening. And finally, he understood it's not possible to win over this man. He immediately made one Shivalinga, started worshipping the Shivalinga with flowers. And wonder of wonders, the flowers which he offered unto Shivalinga, where did it fall? At the feet of this hunter. that is when he comes to know, oh, this hunter is not an ordinary man. He is Bhagavan Shiva himself. And then he prostrated to Shiva. Bhagavan says, I am very much pleased with you. You know why Bhagavan was pleased with him? He was pleased because even though he was on the verge of death, he did not run away. See, that is the glory of a warrior. If he had run away from there, he wouldn't have got this Pashupatastra. He stayed there till death. Bhagavan said, I am really pleased. This is the way he should be. So, of course, he worshipped also, as a devotee also. So, thus, Bhagavan Shiva gives that most powerful weapon, which is called as Pashupatastra. It is almost like a hydrogen bomb. Okay? In Kurukshetra, does Arjuna use it? In the Mahabharata war? No. He was very much tempted to use. Bhagavan said no. He was tempted to use against Karna. He was tempted to use against Jayadratha. Every time Bhagavan said no, don't use that. Especially when you have powerful weapon and the enemy is quite big, you are tempted to use the most powerful weapon. He was not allowed. But he uses at one place, that we will see later. Okay. So thus, he got this Pashupatastra. It was because of the grace of Bhagavan. And very soon, Anyepi chahamunaiva kalevarena. He had this invitation from heavens to wage a war. Indra sends his, what he called, Parshadas, attendants, to take Arjuna to the heaven. And now, what is the condition to reach heaven? You must die. The condition to reach Swargaloka is you must die. But one exception was Arjuna. Physically he could go there. I don't think there is anybody who has done that. Physically. Prapto Mahendra Bhavane Mahadasanartham. Mahasanartham. Indra asked him to sit next to him in the heaven, in the Swargaloka. That episode is mentioned. The next verse. So let us chant that verse. Tatraiva me viharato bhujadandayugmam Gandiva lakshanamaraati vadhaya devah Sendrashritaya danubhavitamajamedha Tenahamadya mushitah purushena bhumna. So this episode is this. Why did Indra ask Arjuna to go there? There were what you call, some demons. Their name was Nivata Kavacha. These demons had gained this boon from Lord Brahma that they cannot be defeated by Devatas, Gandharvas or Danavas. They can be defeated only by human beings. They deliberately asked this because they knew that, human beings cannot reach them. They can never defeat them. So now Indra had no other option but to depend upon a human being. And the right person was Arjuna. So therefore Indra took the help of Arjuna. So he was taken, bodily lifted to Swarga. He was made. And who is Indra? He is none other than the father of Arjuna only. Made him sit next to him. What you call? Rajopachara was done. Dance, music, this, that. And moreover, he was given all kinds of divine weapons. Because now he had to fight with Nivata Kavacha. So all these deities, they devatas, they gave varieties of astras to him, weapons to him. What are they? Indra himself gave his weapon. What is his weapon? Vajrayudha. Then some Aindra Astra, Nagastra, Dandastra of Yamraj, Antardhana Astra from Kubera. You can just disappear. You just apply. Vayavyastra from Vayu. Gandharvastra, from Gandharva, you can create illusion with that astra. So many such astras. Thus, Arjuna became a complete warrior. He had all divine weapons with him. It became literally impossible to defeat him. And then the chariot of Indra itself was given for this war. And who is the charioteer of Indra? Who is the charioteer? Matali. Matali is the charioteer. So the chariot was given. And finally, he fights these Nivata Kavachas. This is the place where he uses Pashupatastra against these demons. And he kills all of them. Another set of demons, they are called as Kalakeya. He defeats them also, kills all of them, destroys, bombs them. Anyway, so thus Indra was very happy because of whatever Arjuna had done. This is the place where Urvashi falls in love with Arjuna. Heroes, So then Urvashi approached Arjuna. Arjuna said, "Oh mother." Urvashi became angry. "May you be eunuch for 1 year." He became a eunuch. What is called Hijada. Transgender. Also, he learned all this singing, music, dance, etc. Who was his teacher? Chitrasena. Chitrasena was his teacher, Gandharva king. So he taught Arjuna singing, music, instruments, etc., which later on became a blessing. So Arjuna lived there for 5 years, learned all that, and then he comes back. So he says, he remembers all this. All this was possible only because of Bhagavan's. In fact, Bhagavan was empowering me to wage that big battle of Mahabharata. You see, before a responsibility is given to us, Bhagavan empowers us. This is the point. A big war was going to come. All those enemies were invincible. Bhishma, Drona, Jayadratha, Karna, they were all invincible. So Bhagavan was silently empowering Arjuna to face that battle. In our life also we see the same thing. Some big thing is going to come, we don't know, but silently he empowers us. And then that big thing comes, we are powerful enough to handle that situation. Okay. Next one. What is the next episode? Yad bandhavah kuru balabdhimanantaparam eko rathena tatare hamatarya sattvam pratyahrutam bahudhanam cha maya paresham tejaspadam manimayam cha hrutam shirobhyah. So this episode is Virata Parva. So that was that 1 year of exile incognito, Ajñātavāsam. So what was the name of Arjuna? Brihannala, correct. What was the name of Draupadi? Sairandri, correct. So they were all staying in that, what you call, Matsya Desha. Was a king? Virata. What was his wife's name? Sushena. Sushena. What was the son's name? Virata's son? Uttarakumar. What was his sister's name? Uttara. Okay. With this foundation you must have. Okay. So what happened? That 1 year period was over. At that time, the Kauravas attacked this Matsya Desha. For what purpose? To steal their cattle. That time, cattle wealth was a real wealth. How many cows you have? Accordingly, you are rich. That's called as cattle wealth. So they just came with, all of them were there. Bhishma, Drona, Ashwatthama, Duryodhana, everybody. Big army. And they captured 60,000 cows. And they were taking away. The spies came and informed, O king, they are looting away our cattle. So Uttar Kumar was there. He said, I could have single-handedly defeated them. The problem is, I don't have a good charioteer. That's the problem. This is a humorous episode here, okay? This particular episode is very humorous. So all those ladies were there and he was boasting himself. I'm a great, I could have easily managed, but good charioteer is missing. So then Uttara said, this Brihannala, she says that she had been a charioteer of Arjuna. So therefore you can take her or him, whatever. Take her with you. So Brihannala said, yes, I can. I have been a charioteer, so I can. At least if the being chariot is a problem, I am there. Oh, if you have driven the chariot of Arjuna, then fine, you are fit for me. Okay. So they started going. So Uttara told Uttar Kumar, see, anyway you are going to defeat all of them. And they will be having all precious jewels, turbans, all those. Bring all that also. So Uttar Kumar said, yeah, I'll get all of that. Very precious thing, from Hastinapura. So they go. So Brihannala is driving the chariot. Uttar Kumar is there. Let me see who is there. The moment he saw that ocean of not ordinary soldiers, Bhishma is there, Drona is there, Duryodhana is there, Karna is there, everybody. He started trembling. He started running away. Brihannala chased him, caught hold of him. Where are you running? He said, I can't even stand. He said, don't worry. You come with me. Can you drive the chariot? I will fight. What? You will fight? Yeah. You just do what I say. No. You said, you are going back. How will you face those people? You have, beaten your drums in front of everybody. He said, just do what I say. Now drive the chariot to that tree. So there was a Shamika tree. So they had kept all their weapons tied there on the top of the tree. So they took the chariot there. He was asked to climb the tree. At least that much you can do. Yeah, that I can. So then the weapon was taken. Gandiva was taken out. So he looked at that weapon. Then he had a doubt. Who is this? Then he told him, don't worry, I am Arjuna. Then he had some relief. Now you just drive the chariot, rest everything I will take care. So then Arjuna started fighting. And the way the arrows were coming, Kauravas understood that this is not an ordinary fellow. Who is this fellow? They understood that this has to be Arjuna only. The way the arrows were coming. But then by that time, that 1 year was already over. Bhishma says that, according to Panchanga, it's over. And then, single-handedly, Arjuna defeats all of them. What does he do? He releases the Mohanastra. That Gandharvastra. What does it do? It just makes you unconscious. Mohana means it just makes you unconscious. So he shoots that arrow. By then he had everything because he had already gone to Swargaloka, gained all weapons. He just shot that arrow. All of them fell down unconscious. And when everybody was unconscious, he asked Uttar Kumar, now collect all those jewels, etc. They are all like, go, quick, before the effect goes away. You see, anesthesia effect is there, no? So he went, collected everything. And then now they are returning. So now, this Virata, he used to play this, all this dice with Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira was very good. I think his name was Kanki or something. Kanki. So then, This Virata was saying, oh, my son has gone to fight with the Kauravas. I don't know what is going to happen. So then the Yudhishthira said, don't worry, as long as Brihannala is there, everything is okay. Virata did not like it at all. What is this Brihannala? At a point, he became so frustrated and angry, he just threw the coins on his face, Yudhishthira, and then there was some blood and all that. Yudhishthira just kept quiet. So then came the news that they are returning successfully with all the cattle. And this king was so happy, so happy. Again Yudhishthira said, that Brihannala is there, no? I knew nothing. So finally this Virata comes to know that this Brihannala is none other than Virat Kumar, what is that his name? Uttar Kumar. He himself says, it is all because of him, not because of me. He is none other than Arjuna, etc. Then finally Uttara was given in marriage to Abhimanyu, all those. You know this Uttar Kumar, 18 days of Mahabharata war, when did he die? First day itself. That is the glory of Uttar Kumar. First day itself he died. So now Arjuna is telling, that single-handedly I could vanquish the entire Kaurava force. It was only because of his grace. So thus the story continues. We will continue tomorrow. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.